Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Married to Medicine, Season 8, Episode 7. You did not miss a live stream. I recorded this live at 2:30 in the morning to have up for y'all in a couple hours or whatever. So you didn't miss anything. It's a private live, okay? But first things first, if you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Okay, do not forget to like this video, comment in the comment section. You can also hit that share button to share it on your social media. Thank you very much. Okay, like the video. A lot of y'all do like it, but some of y'all don't. Don't watch and don't like. That's just rude. That's just rude or whatever. But do not forget to also to relax, to relate, to release, to center yourself and everyone around you. It really helps when you do that, okay? Do not forget to also inhale, okay, and exhale because it helps you not want to punch someone in the face. Okay, do not forget to also follow me on social media at J_Lees_Corner. It's right there. Okay, you see it right there? It's right there. The link to all of that is also in the description box below every single video. Okay, I am so tired. I want to get this done because tomorrow I have to do Saints and Sinners and also Jocelyn's Cabaret. Okay, so this episode, I won't say it was boring, but I will say the whole point was to have Reverend Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Okay, let's get to the things of it now. Okay, so we see Toya, well, most of the people at home packing up to go to the trip to Washington, D.C. So that the doctors can test people who are there for the march in Washington. Okay, so Carrie comes by Toya's house as Toya's packing up. The fact that Toya was somewhere else in the house and could not hear the doorbell, I'm like, girl, get a doorbell that rings all throughout the house. You should not have a doorbell that you can hear wherever you are in your house. But Carrie, don't be walking in folks' houses. Don't do that. I do feel like when they know they're shooting a scene, maybe production like, oh, go ahead and go in. You know, shit, you come in. Don't come to my house announce you're get shot. It's gonna happen, okay? But anyway, she came in, they chit and chatting or whatever. You know, they go upstairs to Toya's room, okay, because she's packing up, whatever. Toya asked Carrie, do you notice that my bed is lopsided? And she was like, yeah. Is it because Eugene is heavy? I was like, bitch. It was funny, but you also can't ask someone like that a question and not think that's probably what they'll think when one side of your bed is lopsided and your husband happens to be heavy. Look, I was like, it is what it is. Now, no, that's not what it is. Well, you didn't say, look, it's lopsided because of whatever other reason. She brought up how it's a new bed, and so that's why she don't get why it's lopsided. Well, why didn't you say that? Okay. But Carrie, well, I assume that's what it was because my husband comes in and he plops down on the bed. So it creates a dent on his side. We have to replace our mattress twice in the past 18 years because, again, he be denting it or whatever. That I get. Look, I sleep with my knee in the mattress, so I have had to replace my mattress once because where my knee is, it's a dent. It's a whole knee print. Well, yeah. It's like a knee print. Because I guess I sleep like a baby. I don't know. But again, I get how it can be a little bit of a thing. But a lopsided bed is like you made it seem as if half your bed was down heavy because someone could have been down heavy. But I'm gonna leave that be. But anyway, when Toya then said, I don't even know why she's on my bed. Why have her in your room? You went and sat on your bed and she sat there too. Now, I don't like how she then plopped down on the bed, but you know, sometimes if you close with someone, you may do that because that's your buddy, but I don't know how buddy Carrie is to the fact that she plopped down on the bed in her outside clothes. I'm like, bitch, them is outside clothes. Get your outside clothes off my inside bed. Don't do that. Don't do that, but girl, it's nasty. Anyway, Toya then invites Carrie on the trip to Washington. So, you know, it's not like you don't be protesting. I'm like, but does she protest? Does she, Toya? Toya then said, I'm going to invite you to come, and I'm not going to mention it heavily. It won't matter. I'm going to show up with you the same way I did to Contessa's party. See, Toya, That's why I say Toya full of shit. Toya likes starting stuff for no reasons, and I will stop inviting Toya. Toya, you can't come. Because you bring extra folks. You brought that extra girl to Heavenly's house. Now you bring the extra people to Contessa's Crystal Party. You bring extra folks on the private jet and Heavenly. And I think Funky and Eva both said how Contessa knew Funky was coming to the party. However, Toya bringing her two friends, they were not invited on the list. Toya is a shit starter. Anyway, so we see they get the plane, a nice little private plane, the private jet or whatever, and Carrie gets there too. And Heavenly was like, that's that bullshit. I would have wished that Toya would have told me that she was bringing an extra person on this plane. Look, I don't like private planes. I feel like a private plane can only carry so many people, so much weight, so much luggage. Y'all know Aaliyah passed away, and the reason that plane, the charter plane they had, the reason it crashed was because it was over the weight limit. That scares me. Okay, that was the reason the plane crashed. You know, a lot of people died in that, including Aaliyah. So that's risking too much. And not only that, they were stuffed in that private jet. Okay, that was a spacious one where people had legs. It was like it was just enough room for who they knew was coming. They didn't have to squeeze little Carrie ass or whatever. And we then see that Toya also invited Lisa to go. I just can't. Do not be inviting extra people with extra luggage on this plane. Don't do that. Don't do that. And when Carrie then set her purse down in the single, because the private jet had like single seats, but also like little side bench seats. And you would think the single seat would be for whoever chartered this plane, which is Heavenly and Damon, is their trip. The fact that Carrie wanted a private seat, I'm like, I'm a white woman ass over there to the sides, okay? Heavenly politely, so who purse is this? Carrie's, put it over there, okay? Damon, you see right. We should get the private seats with the leg room, the armrest. Sit your ass over there, Carrie. This ain't your plane. This ain't even your trip, okay? You don't have a confessional or nothing. Shut up and be over there, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna leave that be. So Heavenly did that. The fact that Carrie then said, "Oh, that is so rude to me." I'm like, bitch, what? Heavenly said, Carrie, this is my private jet. Be over there. Look, don't play with me and saying something rude when you a goddamn guest. An uninvited one at that. Get out my face. Out my face, okay? Anyway, when when Lisa Nicole walked on the plane, Damon said to Heavy, "You're not going to speak to her?" No, I ain't speak to no bitch who don't speak to me. I agree. Look, I am a firm believer when you walk onto a plane, when you walk into a room, you should say hello to whoever's already in the room. That's the rule in my house. Okay? If you walk in, say hello. Period. If I walk in, I will say hello, hi everyone, hello. So again, I am on Heaven's side. She ain't speak to me, I ain't speaking to her. But again, I will also would have put off my plane. You gotta go. Okay, anyway, so we do see them make it there, and boom, they on the little bus riding around on their way to the house that was rented for them all. Now, on the bus, Heavenly also brings up, like, look, dinner tonight is at 7. Okay, be on time because we got, Ben Crump is coming, Reverend Al Sharpton coming, and we on a schedule, so we cannot be late. Have your asses there on time. She made sure they knew of that. Okay, boom, pow, pow. So when they get on, how the rooms be divvied up and whatnot, having seen, we're gonna play some trivia. Okay, y'all can answer these Black History fact questions, and then that will determine who gets what room and whatnot and whatnot. However, only the women can answer. Y'all cannot have the men. You cannot be cheating. Blah 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 blah. But we see Toya Eugene cheat because not only did Eugene tell her to answer, he looked it up on his phone. That's called cheating. You're supposed to know it all, but who cares? So because of that. And I'm like, see, that's why Toya and Jean have money issues because they look for loopholes. People who always look for loopholes be the ones with money issues because you're trying to find a way to skim some money, okay? But after all that, they answer some questions or whatever. And when Heavenly said that, Jackie and Curtis will get like first pick or whatever because Jackie got more questions right than Toya. That makes Toya so. Now you said, and we had. I'm like, girl, calm down. Who cares or whatever. So Heavenly, like, well, fuck it all. Fuck all that. Fuck the trivia. Because of that, I'll pick who gets what because y'all on some bullshit. Heavenly, don't wait too long to get fed up. And she was fed up with Toya shit. Toya, it's not your trip. Calm down. Why do you care where you sleep for a day? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a nice ass place. They really be acting like they choices between the luxurious room or the backyard on the grass on the full time. I'm looking like the accommodations are usually always great. Usually, okay. So why do y'all fuss so much about the bed y'all sleep in? Girl, bye. Anyway, they got to this huge, beautiful mansion estate. Okay, it was very, very modern, a huge pool, huge rooms, huge. It was beautiful. I can get pictures of it. It was beautiful. Okay, let that be. And I feel like Carrie and Lisa Nicole should have to share a room. You two came on as singles. You should not get your own room. Plus, y'all are plus twos, not plus ones, plus twos. Share a room, okay? The couple should get first dibs. The couples and who's actually on the show holding is it a peach? What they hold in Potomac? They're not Potomac. What is this? Whatever they don't hold nothing. They doctors. Anyway, who's ever on the billboard should get their first pick of rooms. Carrie and Lisa should you get what's left over. Okay. Now they might sleep on the couch or the backyard. I'm gonna leave that be. Anyway, but again, they all get their rooms. Fine, fine, fine. So we see it's 6:53. Okay, she told them dinner starts at 7 p.m. Be there or be square. And we see everyone's downstairs, walking around here, walking around there, getting dressed everywhere. We see how we all nervous or whatever. We see people dressed their best. Okay, see some of this his just like a suit, all looking good. We see Heavenly joking about how Cecil needs to dress Simone because Simone can't dress. I think what Simone had on was fine. It was a white top and a black skirt. Simple. It's better than what she usually wear. I'll say that. Anyway, we then see Reverend Al Sharpton gets there, okay? Dressed all nice with his mask on. He got gloves on too because he's small. Okay, because he's small. Because again, dinner was starting at 7. Okay, and they're all in awe of him being look. This so happy. Look at that backyard. Okay, that's only the 15% of the whole backyard. Okay, as you see how big that table is, how much they split apart. It was a huge mansion. It was beautiful. It really, really was beautiful. Okay, I should have got all, but I did not. Anyway. So we see, Reverend Al Sharpton is there, whatever. Oh my God. The fact that we seen Simone open the door for him. Hello, Reverend. I'm Simone, Dr. Simone. I was like, look at her putting her doctor voice. Okay, Simone. But again, they were all this. Because my thing is, Reverend Al Sharpton is literally history, in human form. Okay, he's been around a long time, fighting for social injustice and everything. The black movement, he was fully involved in that his whole damn life, as far as I know. And it was funny that he pointed out how much he liked Cecil's suit. I like that suit. I was like, yeah, you do. He liked it. Anyway, they sit down again. They sit down, talking a little bit or whatever. And I'm like, what's going on? We then see some Cecil, not Cecil, fix it. Scott and Contessa upstairs still getting dressed. Okay. Now at this point, it's like 7:03. So they're not late, but you still like, because again, they said be down at the table at 7. It's 7:03. Where you at? Okay. Now I don't know if they was upstairs kissing, hugging, fucking, or fussing. It was one of those. But again, they seem to be in a good mood right now. Right now, get downstairs. Get down there. They then come walking in or whatever. I'm assuming it was like maybe 10 minutes late, and they walk like, oh hi. I'm Dr. No, what's her name? I'm Dr. Contessa. It's my husband, Dr. Scott. Oh, you're both doctors. He's like, yeah. The fact that as much in awe as they were with him because of who he is, he was in awe that he was at a table full of black doctors, men and women. You know what I'm saying? Because as he brought up, as he was talking, you didn't have that. If I had these kind of doctors, I would have went to the doctor more often and got a checkup. Because again, we didn't have this so it was good to see him recognizing how amazing it is for who they are. Okay, boom, pow, pow. And when Damon asked him, like, how did you even decide to, like, be who you are, and he brought up how Reverend Sharpton brought up how he was 12 years old. We see an old picture of him from '88. Yes, y'all remember, he used to be a plump man and whatnot. He is not anymore. Okay, he's very, very, svelte these days. But he brings up how when he was 12 years old, he just knew he wanted to be involved in the civil rights movement. And he said he like officially became involved the same year that Dr. King was assassinated. And he just knew that, he felt like doing the work he was born to do, it like lit a spark in him, and he feels mentally healthy by doing what he feels like he was born to do. It was a beautiful conversation. Okay. Even how much he brought up how important it is to see the change in the fact that Black doctors are even a huge thing now. Again, he didn't have that when he was younger or whatever. So again, they took a little picture with everything, with everybody, whatever. Good time was being had by all. He then leaves. Okay. The reason they told them to be down there at 7 was because the march on Washington had things still be done or whatever. So he had a schedule to keep to do other stuff and whatnot. So again, Contessa and Scott, don't be late next time or whatever. So boom, pow, pow. We then see Carrie, because they were at dinner still. And Carrie, it was funny because Heavenly went in the kitchen to check on the food, and she was asking the chefs who she hired, cook the food or whatever. Did y'all know that Al Sharpton was here? They like, girl, they cooking food, leave them alone. Heavenly then said, yeah, I ordered or hired the girl. I ordered, I'm tired, y'all. It's 2:46. I ordered the chefs to come cook because I don't cook. Jackie don't cook. Simone don't cook. He just brought up how no one cooks or whatever because it was what it was. I'm like, no one does cook. She may have shaded Toya. I can't remember now what she said. Okay, but it was funny nonetheless. Anyway, at the table when Carrie then asked Jackie, because you wrote the book on vaginas, like, is there anything that you found out that was surprising to you about, women in their cooches? And she brought up how a lot of women do not like talking about sexuality and stuff like that. I do think there is a part of society within females and women who don't like talking about it, who think it's kind of, you can't say that. I'm not that person at all. I think you have to have clear conversations about your cooch. It's fine because we all got a cooch. Every woman has a cooch. Every man has a penis. It's fine, okay? Vice versa, okay? Anyway, so Toya then brings up how I love my cooch. I love looking at it or whatever. I want to know how it tastes, blah. I'm like, okay, fine. She then brings up at one time she took a photo of her cooch and sent it to Eugene, which he then was like, oh my God, can we please not have this conversation? Because he didn't like it. He said mainly because like it would be unprofessional if he was at work or whatever, pull his phone out and his wife's cooch is just there. And I always say, okay, do not send your cooch via text. I say that at the end of every live. You look. There are many ways to send your man an enticing photo that has nothing to do with nudity. Okay, even the illusion of what he knows is there should be enough. Do not send your cooch. Okay, you don't need to send the cooch. You don't. Okay, just don't do it. Even to send a photo of your legs up in the air is better than sending the cooch because you know what's in between. But again, I thought it was funny that he did not like the fact that she sent her cooch to him via text. Because he's like, it's unprofessional. I'm a doctor. Okay, how do you know at that moment I was on my phone with a colleague looking at x-rays and your cooch popped up? Anyway, we then see Ben Crump comes. Okay, he was also there. He came later because he got caught up with other things. We know he is an attorney for many of the people who were affected by the rampage of the cops last summer. He was talking about police reform and, the shooting of people. I I'm a move on past that. Y'all, look, I am a firm believer, and y'all come here to get relief from all the stuff that's on the news. But again, it's cool he here. I also, when he was with Nene on IG Live talking stuff, that made me feel some kind of way. I think I did a video about that too. So glad he's here, but I'm gonna move on past that again. I like to try to keep my channel happy and as a scapegoat, not a scapegoat, a getaway from the realness that we see on social media and the news every day. So no disrespect, we're gonna skate on past that. Let's move on past. Okay. We then see Contessa and Scott. Okay, the doctors the following day, we see Cecil and Kurt outside playing basketball. We see not Simone. We see Eugene, Toya, Anita Nyla, and her husband, Karen, going to play tennis because the house who they rented, the person like next door, it's like a tennis instructor or whatever. So they go over and do that, play tennis or whatever. And the fact that when they were done, Toya was like, Eugene, where you going? Well, I have to leave because the doctors are going to set up for the COVID test and stuff. The fact that Toya was like, well, what about our I'm like, bitch, fuck tennis. He's going to set up for a goddamn coat. Toya gets on my nerve with how she really feels as if what she wants is more important than whatever else. The minute he said, I have to go get changed to get down to the event center or whatever to set up a COVID testing, the fact that she did not say, oh, okay, that's fine. Because that's what y'all there for. Toya, he gets my nerves. Anyway, I'm like, whatever. We then see the doctor get on the bus to go there, which includes Contessa and Scott. And Contessa was saying how they missed a meeting with their kids' school or whatever. And so she's on the phone with the babysitting niece who, did not do or have this virtual meeting or whatever. She said, well, I assumed it was a parent meeting, so I didn't think to go, like, I'm not the parent. Why would I have to handle a parent meeting? I ain't the parent. I'm watching them here. I'm not doing any meetings. Which basically, we have to come up with some kind of girl. We have to come up with some kind of schedule to make sure we don't miss other meetings. And you just see the whole conversation, whatever. We then see on the phone with the 5-year-old little girl telling her how she has to follow the babysitting niece's rules, blah, 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 blah. Don't be acting bad, blah, 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 blah. And then her and Scott get the fussing because he feel like, you always in the car with them trying to be like the good parent or whatever, or like you want to make them laugh or whatever. And she said, well, yeah, because that's how I get them to like do their work. Like I get them to do that because it makes them do the work. He then said, well, they always do the work when I'm there, which makes her say, well, you ain't never there. I'm looking like, oh my God. Look, off camera, Scott and Contessa for me always are fussing about the wrong things and seeing them nitpick at each other. Okay, with him critiquing her about, how he talked to the kid, and then her from like she had to tell him that he ain't never there. It's weird. It's just weird. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, Jackie, I think the kids have figured out a way to get to where if they get their parents fussing at each other, then they don't get fussed at. So she feels as if the little girl knew how to make her parents fuss. I was like, it may be true. Scott then brings about he wants to put the kids in homeschooling now versus having them in school because it's easier to have them, you can have your own like setup or whatever and not have to follow the rules of schools. And so Contessa feel like, I'm saying, well, who gonna do that? Like that would mean I would have to do it. I would have to be their teacher. Like I don't have time. Like, did you gonna take off after school? He said, well, you're already doing that now because they're in virtual school. So like, what even matter? And I'm like, oh my God, it was crazy as they on the bus fussing in front of everyone. Okay. He then said, you can then, have them, you can grade their own papers, give them all A's, and then let them just skate through school the whole year. The fact that he said that, I think he was joking because Eugene bust out laughing, but now they beefing all the time. They need real counsel, not like just counsel, someone counsel them and leave it at that. So we do see them get down to the area, whatever, to get set up. That was easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. At the house, okay, we see Carrie, Lisa Nicole, and Toya getting pampered, getting their hair, they're doing like, glam or whatever. They're gonna live by the pool or whatever, have a good time at the house, but they not going to things and shit. And Carrie then tells them that Contessa and Heavenly was really nice to me. Yes, White Lady Carrie said Contessa and Heavenly were really nice to me. Okay, they said they want to steal me because I am the intelligent one and I should be on their side. She says they were saying that as if we're less than because we're not doctors, we're the doctor wives. I'm like, I feel like Carrie's a whole lot. I don't see Heavenly and Contessa saying that to her. They don't really like her or know her. So why would they say that to her? She not even on the show. I really, look, I would be shocked shitless if they said that to Carrie. And I would be shocked. I don't see them doing it. Heavenly don't like them. She don't want them there. I don't think that Carrie and Lisa Nicole are any more smart than Toya. I think they are all birds of a feather, and I don't mean that in a way of they're not smart because they're not doctors. I think they just all are just whatever. But you can't tell me that they separately told that to her. Carrie is trying to play drama magnet, and I don't see it no differently, okay? And then Anila Nala then said, oh, well, anyone could be a dentist. And I'm like, bitch, can they? I can't. I don't want to do that. Dental school is hard, okay? Because when I was in school for what I do, there was a point where we had to also take medical dentistry admin stuff. So I had to read x-rays, all the shit. It's confusing. It's a lot to know and whatever, okay? It's not that easy. Saying that anyone could be a dentist, like saying anyone could be a doctor. It takes a lot for you to know shit about miles and bodies. So Nila Nyla, fuck you. Okay? Anyone can't be no dentist at the all. Don't do that. Okay? Again, I feel like Carrie is a bald-faced ass liar. I do not believe her. And I can't wait to see next week when they all have it out because Toya brings it up to Heavenly and Contessa in front of everybody. And it do seem like beef will be had. And Carrie lying. She's a whole liar. Anyway, that was the episode. I'm gonna leave it there. So I hope y'all enjoyed. I will talk to y'all later. I will be live later today, which is Monday, at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. for something. I don't know what just yet, but I'll be there. Okay, gotta go. Peace.